How to make more money as a downhill racer. I've been thinking about doing this post for a while because I work with a lot of downhill racers and I see the struggles they go through trying to get contracts and trying to earn revenue. And even though I'm not a downhill racer and I'm not some business guru either, I am quite good at kind of stepping back and looking at a whole situation and kind of analysing it. And mountain biking seems to be in a state of turmoil at the moment. The riders aren't happy and the fans aren't happy and his team's dropping out. So and there's a lot of change happening next year. It just seems to be all up in the air at the moment. So I'm a coach. But what I actually am is a small business. And you will not believe all the things I have to get in line. I've got a list of them here. I have to write a list, otherwise I was never going to remember them all. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, X, and LinkedIn. And I have to post across all 5 of those platforms relatively regularly. I have my own logo. I have my own studio with gym equipment. I have branded kit. I have a DJI microphone. I bought the new iPhone a few months ago because I like the cinematic camera on it and I like the way it looks on video. I have lights and tripods and plants. I subscribe to Canva. That helps me design logos and thumbnails and posters. I subscribe to MailChimp so I can try and build an email list so I can reach a lot of people through email at the same time. I have 2 payment processors, PayPal and Stripe, for my subscriptions. I'm trying to learn Meta Business Suite because I'm just starting to dabble with paid ads. I use Wix for building my website and I have to keep that fresh and updated. I subscribe to PT Distinction, which is the host for my app, which is what I actually use for online training. And I have to learn to use things like iMovie, where I make videos like this. So I had to learn how to use all this stuff. And the point I'm laboriously trying to make is, I wasn't just relying on my skills as a coach to keep customers coming through the door and earning money. For the first 15 years I was, but what I understood was that what got me here wasn't going to get me there where I want to be. And I am not good with tech, right? It's really taken me a long time to do this. I could have outsourced it to someone. I really wanted to try and learn it myself. We're really good at learning new things if you just dedicate some time to them. Like, have you ever met an adult who can't walk, who hasn't learned to walk? Imagine that. Hey mate, come on, let's go over there. Oh, I can't walk. I never learned, just never bothered to. No, everyone learns to walk, and we can learn stuff like this too. You just have to fucking dedicate yourself to it. So I think as a mountain bike racer, you should be treating yourself as a small business. You should have a logo, you should have a YouTube channel, you should have Instagram and Facebook, and possibly running ads and reaching out to podcasts and trying to make yourself relevant and let people know that you exist. Influencer marketing is coming in hard, right? And I understand why, because a bike company can send an influencer a mountain bike each year, right? It doesn't cost the brand very much at all. And they could put out a YouTube video that reaches 60 to 100,000 people every weekend. And all they have to do is send them a bike. They don't have to pay for them to travel. They don't have to pay for the race team. So it makes those influencers really valuable. And let me get this straight. I don't agree with it. I think more money should be focused at the racers. But unless you make the final of a World Cup, you don't get any TV time. No one knows you exist. And even then, it's only a couple of minutes at best where the bike is covered in mud and it's filmed from a distance. These influencers are talking about their bikes, they're cleaning them, they're riding them for like a half an hour video. Like I said, it could reach 100,000 people. They're seriously valuable. And they're just making the most of this opportunity. I see the hate some of them get. And I kind of get it, you know. People are angry at what's happening. But there's always a resistance to change, always. And if you're angry at an influencer for promoting themselves and doing well, that's not right. If you want to be angry at anyone, be angry at the brand for not putting money into racing and putting them into influencing, not the influencer. I don't think that's fair. But what racers have as a massive advantage over the influencers is that they can ride their bikes really fucking well. So your content could potentially be really good riding, really good shooting, talking about different line choice, all these things, the list goes on. Actual interesting stuff people want to see and hear. Because sometimes I watch a World Cup racer on their run and I think, oh, I'll follow that person on Instagram. And they'll have 1,200 followers. And I think, how is that person at the absolute top of their game and only got 1,200 followers? Not only have they not really made an effort to put themselves out there, they seem to be making an effort to stay underground. Like they're a little bit too cool for school, they feel like self-promotion is losing integrity. And there certainly is a line where that crosses over, like and subscribe. I don't really like, even though that probably works, you're probably more likely to like and subscribe at the end of the video. I just can't get behind it. But when you look at the mountain bikers who are doing the best, right? Matt Jones, Bernard Kerr, right? He rides downhill, he runs the race team, he has his own clothing line, and he has a successful YouTube channel. Opportunities are flying at him. Matt Jones, one day he's in a Ferrari, the next day he's in a McLaren. And he's not afraid to get the camera out and film himself and look a bit silly and just have fun, and just be who he wants to be. So if you think that just being good at riding your bike should be enough for these opportunities to come your way, although I do agree with you, that's just not the way it is at the moment. And if you don't adapt and be flexible, then you're going to get left behind. And I certainly see a resentful tone with some people when they talk about how good a rider they are, but how little opportunity they have. So maybe instead of hoping a race team's going to pick you up, or hoping that the race team you're on is going to pay you more next year, which they probably won't, because why would they? Why don't you take the responsibility on your own shoulders and go out and bring in your own revenue, your own opportunities? Maybe mountain biking has to take responsibility for where it is. You as riders should be pulling more eyes towards the sport, and the more eyes there are on you, the more money is going to flow your way. I promise. Like, imagine you were playing chess, right? And like, I don't play chess. And you were like, oh, if I could move the queen that way, I'd win. Yeah, but you can't. That's not how it is. So I think as a mountain biker, as a racer, treat yourself as a small business and promote yourself. And the world belongs to people who will shamelessly self-promote themselves. And that's my thoughts on it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Whether you think I'm right or wrong, or whether you think the situation is right or wrong. Either way, let me know.